So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question, and do we need to do this verbally? It's on the board. Voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. We are now out of, or we've reopened our meeting. Now I need a motion to authorize the chairman to sign an affidavit concerning the subject matter of the closed portion of the meeting. So moved. And let's see, Mr.
Chairman, that's
Attorney,
one.
explain.
Yes, sir. That's one potential litigation matter.
Okay, that's just adding to the motion. Do I hear a motion? And second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote electronically. Voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye, and I will be happy to sign the affidavit. And there was no action taken, and we are back in session. I've been asked for a bathroom break. Can I hate to, we okay? Okay, we'll move ahead. Item number 11. This is discussion and possible action regarding the live streaming of all commission meetings. And we have two people signed up. Jim B., if you would come back.
You want to say it, huh? You want to say it. You going to try it?
He's forgot it's been so long.
Right. I do have three. Go ahead, Jim.
So I would just like to reinforce that I think that this is a great initiative, and I think that you should go forward with this and live stream them all. I think it's very important for those people that can't make it, and I also think it's very important that you have this so that you have documentation, so if you want to go back and you can see things. And given the light of social media and the ability to live stream and people having the internet access, I think it's very, very important that you endorse this and make it part of policy. You need to get into the real world, right? I mean, every corporate America, everybody is live stream things. So I think we'd be behind the eight ball if we didn't do that. So I strongly for it.
Thank you. Next is Jennifer Ray.
Many public meetings occur during the day, making it difficult for working citizens to attend. Also, many Putnam County property owners do not live here full-time, yet decisions made by this commission impact their property and quality of life. And while part-time residents cannot vote in this county, I would like to say they can still influence the process by supporting representatives that will foster an environment of transparency and accountability. I think that's something everybody here needs to remember. Live streaming all Board of Commission meetings will enhance transparency, encourage civic participation, and ensure that small town governance remains by the people and for the people. Thank you.
Thank you. And next and final is Barb Vargo. Barb?
I definitely believe in this for transparency. It started out with the fact that somebody didn't want us on Facebook anymore, and all of a sudden I realized it's not even a state law to be on this, to have it done. We need this transparency, not only for the commissioners, but we need it for the planning and development and everything that goes on in this county. We need to be able to see it, whether it's coming here or whether it's, watching it on Facebook. It's, to me, this is all very important that we put it all on here. I was here when we even used our phones to put it on Facebook Live. And then we got the cameras and everything here. And I think that we have all this stuff, that every meeting that is involved here should be live streamed for the transparency of it all, and not just the commissioner meetings. We need it for everything. That way, when the commissioner meetings come up and they say, well, we've got this, this, and this that was done for planning and zoning, or was it this or this, we are all able to understand it, because we can't come to all these meetings, but we definitely need all this done. And if we got the cameras, why not? It's just like when you guys just had this whole discussion about Splash 10. It was a very enlightening discussion, and people were able to see it. And if they can't see it right now, they'll be able to go back because it's still there. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes the folks that have signed up to speak on item number 11. And now I'll invite Commissioner Hershey to begin the discussion on this item.
If you could pass. Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion. I move that the Putnam County Board of Commissioners live stream on a free social media platform all official meetings, including regular meetings, called meetings, work sessions, and town halls. And said live streaming shall be for viewing only.
We have a motion on the floor, and Commissioner Hershey moves that the Putnam County Board of Commissioners live stream on a free social media platform all official meetings, including regular meetings, call meetings, work sessions, and town halls. And said live streaming shall be for viewing only. Is there a second? Second. We have a motion and a second. Is there discussion? Commissioner Garrett.
Just to clarify, in terms of current capability, since the motion refers to kinds of commissioner meetings that sometimes take place outside this room, take place in the room over there, do we already have to live stream from there, or is that something we're going to have to invest in?
We'll have to ask Lynn, can we live stream from?
No, currently we are set up to only live stream in here. You can see we've got the cameras up installed in the ceiling. The sound is connected through the sound system, through all the equipment over here, the equipment up under the tables where you sit. We have nothing in the smaller rooms or any other rooms in this building, or if we have town halls or some other meeting outside of this location, we're set up for this room currently.
Okay, so I could imagine there might be instances where we could just as easily meet in here as there, and that would be one option. But you're right that, for example, the town hall we had in connection with the Helms Farm proposal, it made sense to have it somewhere other than here for one of them. I think people appreciated that, but at least as we currently do things, and I'm not saying we shouldn't find a solution, I'm just saying that's something we'd need to figure out how we would do it off-site.
Other comments?
Seems to me fairly easy to organize things like work sessions or town halls for this room. I mean, I don't see why we can't hold things here. I mean, the one town hall that was held at the Lutheran Church Community Center building could have been held here. I mean, it didn't have to be held there. I mean, I don't know quite why it was held there. And as far as work sessions, I mean, we don't have to go into the small room for to discuss issues. We can do it in this room. In which case, any of these meetings, you know, obviously we would exempt executive sessions from the live streaming, but other than that, I would agree with the speakers that all of this should be documented and archived and available for those people who are unable to make it to the actual meeting. Now, the or the motion says to view only, which means that we're not going to have individuals speak to any particular issue unless they actually come to the meeting and sign in, but can't do it via the internet or any social media device. So, and I think it's just makes sense to have these other kinds of meetings recorded.
Commissioner
Chairman,
Garrett?
I mean, I agree. I mean, just thinking about my day job, I work remotely. I do all my interaction with my colleagues and clients through Zoom as it happens, but there are other platforms. So I could imagine, I mean, just as I have my laptop here for my own note-taking purposes, I mean, if we each had a laptop, we had a Zoom account, they would see us as we speak. If we had one at the podium, you'd see the person making public comments speak, and that could be replicated in any location pretty much as long as there's internet access. So I just encourage us to think about, there probably are some available off-the-shelf solutions that don't require us to install the kind of video equipment that we did in this room.
Yes, Commissioner Wooten?
I'm all for this. It would, but what would the labor requirements be? Have we got the staff on hand when these meetings would be held? I mean, we got probably next month, we probably got 5 or 6 meetings with the budget meetings and stuff like that. Would the staff, would it take away from somewhere else that to do the live stream, or y'all train across the board? Ms. Lynn?
Stephanie and Monica are trained to do the live stream. Mercy and I are trained to do everything else with the BOC meeting, so no, we haven't been. One thing, if I could mention, like something you just said about the budget work sessions, some meetings have already been advertised to be in the small room, so I would think, Mr. County Attorney, that we'd still have to do those wherever we advertise them at.
Okay.
But
And
no.
do you, so I reckon the question is, are we taking away the main meetings, or they need to be live streamed, no doubt, but are we taking away from somewhere else where these people need to be working to get this live stream done? And what would be the cost? Like tonight, I know that most of y'all are on overtime tonight, and here it is, we 2.5 hours into.
Well, I can tell you none of us get paid overtime, so you don't have
Okay.
to worry about that.
Okay.
That would depend on you. It's, like I said, Stephanie and Monica have the training, and, we gave them like the schedule that's approved for your BOC meetings, so they've blocked off those times.
Mm-hmm.
If you have other meetings that either pop up, emergency called meetings, or just the work sessions that just appear, I can't guarantee that their schedules would always be aligned. Can Mercy or I, perhaps learn to do it? I'm sure we can. We've got 3 monitors that we're already trying to control, actually 7 monitors that we're trying to control. To throw in another one might flex our dexterity, but if that's what you want, we can make it happen.
Okay, thank you.
I believe, like on the budget meetings, we could put a sign on the door and say it's just next door and move it here from over there to make that possible.
Knock the wall out.
I'm asking, is that correct?
I need to check on the budget hearing requirements, because there are some specific state laws that deal with that, but generally speaking, yes. So the only issue that I've been discussing is, I just want to make sure everybody, that as far as I know and remember, we have not voted previously to start streaming any of our meetings. So when you started doing it as a county, I think you just started. So I want to make sure that we understand there might be some unintended consequences There are times where during COVID and during natural disasters where you guys have had to meet without the ability to call a meeting within 24 hours, or circumstances might present. For example, if the equipment goes down, I'm not saying not to move forward. I'm just saying that there may be something that arises in the future where we have to make some actions or hold some meeting that would not necessarily allow us to stream. I think my suggestion would be we'll deal with that when we need to, but my point is that we've not previously voted. So I think what you're really doing here is you're directing staff to make this happen. As far as the meetings, I'll work with Lynn to see if the state statutes allow us to do that. I would assume, Mr. Chairman, we would be able to move the meeting from our already advertised meetings, but I'll confirm.
Very good. Other discussion? Yes, Commissioner Garrett.
So, Mr. Attorney, are we, as you say, up to now, it's just been an informal thing that we decided to do. If we approve this, are we in effect creating a written policy?
Well, you're not making an ordinance change, so you are just directing staff. An ordinance change under your ordinance, under your code requires certain procedural steps. If you wanted to do that, that would obviously make it more specific. But I would suggest you are just directing staff to stream all meetings.
Okay, that's fine. And just a quick question. Right now, when we do live stream, are those recordings held forever, or do they expire at a certain point?
The state retention for video, I would have to check. They're not held forever, but your minutes are recorded forever. They are kept, but I'd have to look. The University of Georgia establishes the archive schedule, and I'd have to figure out how long those have to be held.
But meaning, if they don't have to be held any longer, we delete them?
Well, I'm gonna be real clear. It's a little different too, and I don't know how Facebook and YouTube upload or handle those documents. I think it depends on the provider. I'll get you an answer, but I don't think we hold those forever.
Stephanie?
Okay, we subscribe to a program called Archive Social, and they mirror everything on our social media pages, all the way down from comments to anything. And when we subscribe to them, they went all the way back until Ms. Lynn created the page. So we have everything.
Okay.
But Stephanie, sorry, can you tell them about that new Facebook policy about in 30 days?
Yeah, the meetings will delete in 30 days? Live meetings are only left on the page now for 30 days. They're not on the page, but Archive Social archives all of our social media.
Okay, but are the public able to access Archive
Not
Social?
Archive Social, they would have to do is as an open records request, right, Ms. Lynn? Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions? Other discussion? If not, we'll call for the question, and please vote electronically. The motion is to move that the Putnam County Board of Commissioners live stream on a free social media platform all official meetings, including regular meetings, call meetings, work sessions, town halls, and said live streaming shall be for viewing only. In the old days, we'd say we pause 10 seconds for station identification. Your motion. Voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. The motion passes, and that is for the motion as I read it before. Item number 12, discussion and possible action of changing the chairperson of Jimmy Davis Park Partnership Advisory Council. And I believe we have 2 people, maybe 3, signed up. First is Karen Garrett. Karen?
Hello again, gentlemen. Apart from I can't call him my husband now, can I? Apart from Commissioner Garrett, you were all here before when Daniel Brown was still commissioner, and he came up with the idea of putting together the Jimmy Davis Park Advisory Council. Have I got that right? Advisory Council. And wanted, or did, elect, it's not really a board, but the committee for it. And various people wanted to be part of that, including myself. I was not chosen, but that's fine, because Jimmy Davis is something that's very special to me, or it's been a hard work, but it's been worth the hard work. However, when you have an idea, then you have to see it through, and you have to make sure that it works. And unfortunately, Daniel Brown did not do that part for it. So what we have is an advisory council that is basically being manipulated or being sorted out in such a way that it's not dealing with it's not accepting the community. It's not enhancing the community. All it's doing is having put one person in charge of it who thinks that they should be in charge of it and isn't using that role to do something that is good for the community. When we've been to the meetings, and we have gone to the meetings, because again, it's important, we've seen some really, what I can honestly call really not okay behavior that should not be allowed in a meeting. You guys don't get up here, well, maybe you do get up here and argue, but it should not be a platform to argue. It should not be a platform to tell people that they can't speak, or that you should be able to look at this and give the kind of glance that's like, why are you even speaking? That is not what you're there for. We've actually had friends that have come to the meeting and been absolutely the fact that they've had to say, what the hell just happened here? This is not how a meeting is run. And we are going to those meetings because we want to see the community represented. We want to see Jimmy Davis Park keep growing. I'm running out of time. Yeah, oh God, I am. We wanted to go for public speaking. We asked for that right from the beginning. We have not been given it. And I don't understand why, and I would like to understand. I'd like to know why that should even be a question that we have to ask now. It was about community. It is about community. And if you don't give the community the opportunity to speak, then there's a problem. Somebody's running it that should not be running it in that way. And you do not use that opportunity to make people look stupid or to belittle them or to really have only your opinion being shown. That's not what it was established for. Have I run out of time yet? Oh yeah, I have. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next is Annette, and is it Bullard? Is that?
Good evening. I have emailed you all a copy of this letter that I said, and I'm just voicing my view about it. I'm writing to express my concern regarding the conduct of City Councilman Janie Reed during a recent meeting, which I believe raised serious questions about her role as chairwoman of this advisory board of council. During this meeting, City Councilman Reed displayed an unprofessional behavior toward Commissioner Garrett, and the elected official who had consistently approached her and the member with respect. Her remark, "Do you think Attorney Nelson will go against her over you?" was not only disrespectful, but also indicated a lack of professionalism. Commissioner Garrett responded by stating, "I know him and we have had several conversations, but I will talk to him about the bylaw," which reflect his surprise at her desire to meet over such an issue without prior discussion. This indicates undermine the collaborative spirit for effective governance and shown a disregard for the role of elected officials. Given the important professionalism in public office and the need for leadership that fosters a positive and inclusive environment, I urge the Commission to help Commissioner Garrett appoint another chairperson. This change will ensure that there is no barrier to their role and responsibility, allowing for a more effective and harmonious advisory board. We need a leader who can prioritize collaboration and respect for all boards as we work toward advancing the JPD initiative. It is crucial that we have someone in place who can navigate different opinions effectively and help move our community forward. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I appreciate your committee to serve positive change that enhance professionalism and inclusivity in our local government. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Don Sadler. Don?
Thank you. I want to bring this back up because everything that these people were talking about was what Janie Reed did. There was 24-hour notice on the meetings because she could do it according to Adam. She did not do an agenda. She did not do minutes, and she did not do a summary, which are required by state law, I understand. Now, while all this was going on, I didn't realize that our #1 clerk of Georgia has been having so many problems with her staff. Because evidently, according to Adam, you had, let's see, personnel issues and duties being shuffled around, which contributed to the error. Now, I've dealt with Lynn for a really long time. That's not Lynn. That's not Lynn. And the manager knows it's not Lynn. And Adam knows it's not Lynn. And the chairman knows it's not Lynn. But y'all let her, if you've seen his letter, which I will send when I get home this afternoon, along with my wordings, from his office to the Attorney General's office, blaming it on personnel issues. Really, Lynn? I don't need an answer to that, Lynn. Congratulations. You're an amazing woman working with people that lie. And I'm sorry that you have to do that. Thank you.
Okay, that concludes the folks that are signed to speak. This is Commissioner Garrett's item on the agenda. So, Commissioner Garrett, it's up to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I apologize it's taken us so long to get here, but this is an important matter. So let me frame why we're here. I think it's unfortunate that we've even got to this situation. I can't even recall a time when, as a board, whether I'm in the audience or here, that we've done anything other than appoint people rather than try to remove people. But let me try and explain why it's come to this, why I'm seeking this motion, and I'll get to the motion in just a moment. Firstly, as was pointed out, this advisory council was formed in March of 2024 by my predecessor, Commissioner Brown. And he formed it for his own reasons, and he nominated the members for his own reasons. I don't pretend to understand those. And then the chairman assented to that, and then the commissioners concurred with a vote. Of course, I am now the commissioner for District 2. Jimmy Davis Park is in District 2, and just like others have said, I have been very involved. I wouldn't be in this position if I hadn't done everything that I'd done to help Jimmy Davis Park come back. So many people contributed. I'm not trying to single myself out. I'm simply saying that a fundamental reason why I became a commissioner was to help Jimmy Davis Park, and then to take the implications of what we managed to do with Jimmy Davis Park, grassroots, bottom-up action, to trying to take that to the community more broadly on other issues. So it's frustrating to me to be in a situation where I inherit a chair, nothing surprising in that. I inherit committee, nothing surprising in that. But I expect a certain level of courtesy, cooperation, respect, communication, and that's been very, very hit and miss over the last 6 months that I've been a commissioner, an ex officio member of this council, and then previously I attended most of the meetings from the beginning before I was a commissioner. So I've had plenty of time to observe how things work. So I'm first asking for the same respect Commissioner Brown was given to shape something that was inherent to District 2 and not be in a situation where there's so much conflict between the chair Commissioner Brown appointed and the kind of chair and the kind of chair-like role that I'm looking for. So let me get to some specifics. So Councilwoman Reid, the current chair, and I disagree on a number of fundamental issues. The purpose of the advisory council. Councilwoman Reid sees it as essentially a charge to come up with a long-term plan for the park, and that's certainly a valuable piece of it, but I see it as more fundamental than that. It's about a way to rebuild public trust in Jimmy Davis Park as a county facility after almost a decade of institutional neglect. And if we don't make the meetings all about public input, if we don't allow public comments in as free and open manner as possible, to me, we're contradicting at least my vision for this council. I could have chosen to not renew this council. It was only authorized for 1 year, but I believe in its fundamental mission. I want to develop it, I want to grow it, and I want to do so in collaboration with the chair and with the other members. But the way the chair runs the meetings, it's so dominant. The other members say almost nothing. If they try and say something that the chair disagrees with, she does frankly disrespect them, belittle them, and when people try to have public comments, it's either done very grudgingly or it's denied. And the chair has said things like, "I'll only respond by email." And this is supposed to be a grassroots committee rebuilding public trust around a very sensitive issue that I think was poorly handled historically, and now we've turned a corner, and the park is in so much better place, but there's lots of work to do. And why can't we have more openness, interaction, inclusion? And I want to be able to shape this committee. I don't want to dominate it, I don't want to dictate it, but I want cooperation, I want communication. Another example, Councilwoman Reid wanted to create bylaws 1 year into the foundation of this committee. Nothing wrong with that in principle. She sought boilerplate from the attorney and presented it on the day of a meeting and asked people to just accept it. And I said, well, we haven't had a chance to read it. She said, okay. Called meeting next week. I couldn't make it. I told her that. Another key member couldn't make it. And I wrote a number of comments, suggestions, ideas, things that I thought were in that spirit of inclusion and openness and communication. And I wasn't at the meeting, and I've had conflicting opinions, but it sounds like the meeting was 15 minutes long, did not go through item by item. I don't think the other members had a chance to understand what was going on. And as far as I can tell, the boilerplate was approved, and none of my changes were even considered. So I'm frustrated. I've had long conversations with the chairwoman. I wish it hadn't come to this. I respect her as a leader. She was in my seat for many, many years. I want to try and find a way to work together, but it's just going from bad to worse. And at the last regular meeting, the outburst was so visceral and disrespectful, essentially taunting me that I couldn't get her out. I'm only one vote. And I just said, win or lose today. I don't know if I'm going to win or lose, but this is this is disrespecting the park, it's disrespecting the county, it's disrespecting the community. I don't see any reason why we need to tolerate this behavior. And again, all respect to Councilwoman Reid. This is not a personal thing. It's simply my vision for this committee and all the feedback I get. So many people say, why can't we have a new chair? Why can't we have a new chair? Members of the board, members of the public, even members of the recreation department, just saying, I don't like those meetings. They're not constructive. We're wasting so much time. So I asked my colleagues, and I know through the attorney we'll clarify the exact process here, but I ask if we can just move on. I am a county elected official. Councilwoman Reid is a city official. This is a county park. This is a county organization. I would like to think that we as a board decide this, and that my perspective as the District 2 Commissioner should count for something. So I'd welcome other commissioners' comments and points of view before we vote, and I'll share the motion once they've had a chance to initially react. Thank you.
Other comments? Commissioner Hersey?
Well, I guess I sort of find it amusing that a commissioner should ask for some courtesy for representing his district when I have tried to represent the 3rd District on a number of issues, but the rest of this board has seen fit to vote against it.
Other comments? Commissioner McElhaney?
So I would like for the county attorney to address ordinances and how we handle situations like this.
So this entity was created pursuant to 2-51, I think in March of 2024. And under that ordinance, I'll read the sentences of note. The chairperson, with the concurrence of the board, may create committees of members of the board to study any issue before the board. In addition to board members, committees may include other county elected officials, staff, or citizens at large. When a committee is created, its duties, any limitation on the scope of its duties, and the times, place, and periods of time for which the committee may operate shall be determined by the chairperson with the concurrence of the board. According to the minutes, it appears that there were 5 appointees made to the board back in March 19th, 2024. Unanimous approval from the BOC. The minutes do not reflect that the chair nor this board designated who the initial chairperson would be for the entity. Apparently at some point the committee chose a chair, and by recent action of the committee they have created bylaws that also now give direction on how they will have a chair. Which, according to the bylaws, as I understand them, would be a selection by the chairperson of Putnam County Board of Commissioners. That is, I think, very fresh, and so there's been no action by the chair. But as far as how you now interact with that entity, once you create it, generally, Georgia law says you do the same. You do actions the way you did them initially. So this is a very unusual part of your code, but because the concurrence only lies with the Board of Commissioners, the chairperson starts the process. If you want to make changes to the body, you will have to have the you'll have to have the direction of the chairman. So in a very odd setting here, depending on the motion that is made, it would have to include the chair as agreeing to it. And then you would also have to have a controlling or majority vote from the Board of Commissioners. This is only in these very limited circumstances where you've created a committee pursuant to 2-51. I think in pretty much every other provision that you have regarding creation of authorities or boards or commissions, this would not be the procedure you would follow. But because of the nature of its creation, it would have to include the chair's consent or involve whatever action may come out of your discussion.
The bylaws, did you get those? Have those been approved?
So the specific to the question before the body, under the bylaws that were adopted by the committee, section 3.1, the chairperson of the Putnam County Board of Commissioners shall appoint the chairperson. So that would be the chair of the body. Generally in state law, until a designation is made, then the previous official serves in the same capacity until replaced. So in this place, as far as the current structure of the committee, of the committee, it would be the same chair going in, which is Councilwoman Reed.
The number one thing I asked for when you did the bylaws was to put public comments. That would have to be in every meeting, and I have not seen those, so I feel like public comments are very important, and we have them here, and I wanted to make...
So specifically for respect to public comment, the approved bylaws... Thank you, Councilwoman. I should have gone to the bathroom now. Sorry, everybody. Four -5, the board may allow public, this is the bylaws of the committee. The board may allow public comments on agenda items and any non-agenda items. Such comments by any one person should not exceed 3 minutes, though the chairperson may allow additional time for comment. By majority approval of the board, these rules may be suspended to allow additional time for comment, to include the opportunity to allow open dialogue between board members and members of the public. However, while the chairperson may recognize board members during the public comment, there's no obligation to respond to or address comments made by members of the public. Those are a part of the adopted bylaws. So that was, to your point, Mr. Chairman, one provision that was included that specifically addresses public comment.
Very good.
But, Mr. Chairman, let me just clarify. This is an example of where I suggested broader language, more open language, and specifically to remove the idea that there's no obligation to respond. To me, this is overly formalizing what should be a community-based council. We should be encouraging public comment and not giving people a reason to say, well, I feel nervous, they're going to cut me off, they're not going to respond anyway. And again, I haven't been shared, Councilwoman Reed has not shared any update on these bylaws from last week's meeting. I don't know if my comments were accepted in part or in whole. I don't know if they were discussed or not. So yes, there's sort of textbook public comments, but the Jimmy Davis Park Advisory Committee is not the Board of Commissioners. I don't want to replicate the unnecessary formality, not unnecessary, but in this case, it's too much formality. Again, this is the frustration. So I don't even have a copy of what you have. This is a classic example of the lack of communication, and I just don't see how that is in the county's interest to have the commissioner, who is an ex officio member of this body, does not receive bylaws that apparently have been voted on, and he has no idea what they say. This surely cannot stand.
Are there minutes?
Okay.
Are there minutes of her meeting?
I want to,
I don't know if there are minutes. I have no idea.
come on, no comments out in the audience. I'd like to propose something, and I certainly respect Chairlady Jenny Reed. I also respect our commissioner, Richard Garrett. Richard has done a marvelous job, in my opinion, in the past 6 months, and I find him very reasonable. Jimmy Davis Park is very dear to Bill Sharp. When I came to be chairman, the big elephant in the room, one of the elephants in the room was Jimmy Davis Park. And I said, we got to get those folks out there a park. We've got to go back. We've got to fix the situation. And I think we've made great strides, but we're at a turning point, and we need to work together to try to make this thing work and be good. I asked Paul Van Hout to come up with an individual. Can you give me her name? The lady from University of Georgia, AAC.
Miss Shaw, Mary Shaw.
Yeah, Mary Shaw.
Warrington.
What I would like to propose is to have Ms. Reed and Commissioner Garrett have a eyeball-to-eyeball meeting with this lady and try to resolve some of these issues. I think there is a happy medium here, but we've got to work together. And this lady, I'm trying to remember, I met her at the ACCG meeting, and she won some award at that meeting.
She won the same award for GMA, so they know that.
Okay, the GMA award. So anyway, I'd like to recommend, before we take drastic measures, and I hate to try to put this before the whole board to vote, although I will if it becomes a motion. I'd like to recommend that Commissioner Garrett and Ms. Reed get together with this lady and see if we can work through and reach some kind of decision on making things work. The key is the people. We got to work for the people. And I think both of you are reasonable people, and I'd like to see us at least give that a try, if you're willing. And I believe Paul can do that. You can set up the meeting, and just have the get together and talk it over. And if we can't work it out, then it comes back here. And I would allow nominations for chairman as we did the people and vote the entire board vote, rather than me just go out and appoint somebody. Is that fair?
I appreciate your creativity, and in the spirit of collaboration and cooperation, let's try it.
Very good. Then, do we need to make no action is taken tonight, and I would appreciate if they get together and let's see what can get worked out with a mediator. Okay, we are down to reports. County Manager Paul Van Hout, do you have a report, please?
No report tonight, sir.
Adam?
No report, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner McElhaney?
My sugar's getting low, so no report.
Commissioner Garrett?
Sorry, just quickly, two things. One, I want to congratulate the organizers of the Juneteenth event here in Putnam. It's only been going a few years. I attended most of it. First time I've always been out of town normally. Very impressive, particularly impressed by the panel of young community leaders talking about all kinds of important issues: wealth creation, mental health, education. So I'd encourage anyone who wasn't able to attend to attend going forward. It's a fantastic event, key for the black community, something we should all get behind. And the other thing I just want to note is, when I became a commissioner, I was struck by how many boards, authorities, etc. the county oversees, but also how many have vacancies. And I was pleased to see in the most recent couple of issues of the Messenger that we were trying to fill a number of slots in important entities like our Department for Family and Child Services Board, or our new Recreation Committee, or we're even looking for a chair of our Board of Elections. And I'd encourage anyone out there tonight or on the live stream, if you're looking for an opportunity to play a leadership role, help serve your county. There's a number of opportunities out there. Some require specific background, but most don't. Just a willingness to work and be a good communicator, collaborator, work hard, etc., etc. So just in case you don't always read the classifieds, because that's where these things tend to be, then please open that part of the paper and see if you might be able to put yourself forward. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Commissioner Hersey?
Just quickly to announce that the Crooked Creek Community Association is holding their annual yard sale. It's more than a yard sale, actually. It's a lot of different people have donated some great things for that sale. The other thing is different this year is that there will be raffles for things like a Ruger pistol, fishing rod, a Blackstone grill, and some other things that will actually be raffled off. And the fact that a portion of the proceeds from this yard sale go to support the Putnam Christian Outreach initiatives. So I encourage anyone who has the time, either Friday, pretty much all day from 9 to 4, and Saturday, again from 9 to 4. So anybody who has nothing better to do and would like to see some bargains, go out and participate in that yard sale.
Commissioner Wooten? Commissioner McElhaney has something else to say.
Yeah, so during public comments at a previous meeting, and I know we don't typically respond to this, but I'm going to do it anyway. It was said that there was an elderly lady, Miss Ione Foster, that nobody was paying attention to, and she couldn't get anybody to talk to. Well, the Friday before the meeting where that was said, I was actually at Miss Foster's house for several hours, and I addressed all of her concerns, and when I left, she was completely happy. So I don't know really where that came from, but just know I do go see my constituents if they need me to.
Thank you. And I want to mirror what Commissioner Garrett said about the committees. And I will get folks to get out and apply for those. Send in, and I think we've only had 2 that have applied for the Recreation Committee. I do think that the chairman somebody has applied for the chairman for Board of Elections. I think that came in, right, Lynn? So, at least they called and told me it had come in. And so please sign up. Ask other folks to sign up. It's important, and we need you. And I'll entertain a motion to retire.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion on the floor to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
The motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, vote electronically. Voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. This regular business meeting, I declare adjourned.